Hey guys, I want to talk to you tonight about separation anxiety. The question comes from my client and my cousin Megan. Baxter is a Shiba Inu mixed breed who came to me for board and train. I guess it's almost a couple of years ago now, and he was in with some pretty serious leash reactivity. But he is doing amazingly well in that department, and he's an off-leash dog going to the beach, having a great time. He's able to be amongst other dogs and is doing really well in that regard. But this weekend they took him to the beach, and hello, whoever is there, I cannot see names. I'm so sorry, Megan, I don't know if it's you. Oh, hey Megan, I'm glad it's you. If you post comments, I may or may not see them, so I don't know. So here's what you can do. So basically, just to summarize this, if anybody else tunes in later, they went out to dinner. So they left Baxter at home in this new place, right? He's not familiar with this place. He was not crated, as far as I know, Megan. He was not crated in this place. So very new place. They go out to dinner, they come home, and they can hear him shrieking and screaming and howling like all the way down the street, like before they even got back to their building. He was a frantic, frenzied mess when they arrived home. And then rinse and repeat later. They went out and they were able, and when they came home, he was frantic but not barking his head off. So they don't know if the second time he carried on the entire time they were gone, or if he was just quiet but still losing his mind. So what can you do? Megan, there's a lot that you can do, and there's a lot that you're going to need to do, because separation anxiety only gets worse. Hate to tell you. And it is, as my friend Julie says from Good Decisions dog training, it's a nasty beast, and it is. So you first and foremost, when you walk into the midst of it, right, the first thing that you want to do is just get him on place like you guys did, but you don't want to talk to him or coddle him or try and calm him down. So no petting, no talking, just grab him, put him on place, and just make him simmer down that way. Or you may want to just take him for a walk. Just take him for a walk, let him blow off some steam, calm down, and then after that nice walk, and it doesn't have to be a structured walk, you could let him have 15 minutes of just free roaming on a leash or a long line on the beach. I'm not sure where you guys, if you were right on the beach, but you could take him out, let him just blow off that energy, and then you could walk him back to your place in a structured heel, just to kind of like bring the mind down and get him into the cadence of the structured walk, where it just kind of gets that mind into a rhythm. Then when you get home, park him on place and just let him simmer down. But right away, the things that you want to do, and this is whether you're at home or at the beach or anywhere, you've got to get him back in the crate. And my guys are not crate trained all the time, but they just got the skill again. Like I'll tell the story about Chase. I took them, they're not crated. They're good dogs, so I don't have to worry about them. So I took Chase to the vet. He needed a test, right? And I came back a few hours later, and I was like, who is that dog howling? And I said to the vet tech, I said, is that Chase? She's like, yeah. I was like, how long has this been going on? She's like, ever since you left. I was like, 3 hours he's been carrying on like that? I was like, this is a well-trained dog, but he's lost the skill of crate training. And I was like, that's a disservice to my dog, and that's on me. So I was like, I have to retrain him in the crate. It doesn't mean that I'm going to crate him all the time, but I do want him to have that skill for when he does have to go to the vet or the groomer. You're going to be in a crate. I mean, God forbid there was an emergency and I had to take him to a kennel or something. I need this boy to be, he needs to be able to handle the stress of being in a crate. So same goes for Baxter. At home, I want you to just really evaluate your relationship. Is he on the couch? Is he on the bed? Is he on your lap? Are you giving him tons of affection all of the time? I know you signed the email like your spoiled son Baxter or whatever, and the thing is, you need to sort of evaluate that. Being a spoiled dog, is it a disservice to him? And it always is. It doesn't matter whose dog it is. When they're spoiled to the point of them not being able to cope, then it's a disservice to them, and it doesn't serve them in any way when the stress is on. So, hi Kevin. So you want to make sure that you're taking away the fringe benefits of home. So back to the structure. You know, when you come home, e-collars on, park him on place, take him for a structured walk. You can do some structured play in the backyard where you make him go fetch the ball, you proof him on commands, go back to the basics. And then when you guys are on the couch watching TV or doing computer work or reading or whatever, put him on place. Don't let him come up and sleep in the bed or be in your space, because he can't handle it, because now you took him to the beach and he's just like losing his mind. So I don't know if there's how the situation is at home, if you guys do crate him, or if you have any issues when you come home. Is he frantic when he sees you? Is he chill, like he just woke up from a nap, like, hey mom and dad, what's up, and he's cool? Then that's a different story. I know when I come home from my guys, they're chill. So you know, that is another reassurance that I'm good with them not being crated all the time, but I sure do want them to have that skill. So you guys have to evaluate that and see where on the spectrum is he with the separation anxiety. Is he out of his mind, losing it all the time when you're not home? Does he flip out when you're leaving? Does he start getting frantic, you know, panting, like pacing or anything like that when you guys start to pack up your stuff and leave? Then that's like a red flag, and he's got to be crated. So when you go to the beach this weekend, first off, start crating them right now. Crate them for 4 hours. I would start crating them overnight, because you're going to crate them overnight at the beach. But you know, when you are home with him, if you're home with him all day, it doesn't matter. You make sure you take a segment of the day and just put him in the crate. And it doesn't matter. You're home. You could just walk by him 25 times. He should not feel like, since you're home, I should be out. He should understand that you guys are the boss. What you say goes. So you just crate him up for 4 hours at a time just to get him back in that rhythm. You make sure that when you do crate him, if it's been a while, he might give you some pushback, and so you correct him right away. Best way to correct him is with a bonker. Just bonk the crate, or take, if he starts any kind of whining or pushback, correct it immediately. Sometimes I'll take a metal water dish and I'll smack it on top of the crate. You can give him some e-collar stim to correct him. But basically, when you put him in a crate, you should tell him down. He should be able to go into a down and chill. And it's okay if you give him like one toy, but you know, really it's a matter of him just relaxing, decompressing, and go to sleep. Like dogs sleep 20 hours a day. That's what my guys do all the time, and that's what he should be doing. So so that's the first thing. The second thing is, when you take him this weekend, bring a crate, and you should have a crate, you know, just maybe, I don't know if this is a place if it's a hotel or what, but anyways, bring the crate with you. And then when you get there, you can take him for a walk, take him on the beach, let him blow off some steam. And when you come home, I want you to, long before you're even ready to leave, I want you to crate him up for the night, you know, because you're going out. And then you guys go and get ready. And while you're getting ready, you'll know if he's calm, and he should be. So you're going to be monitoring him. You have the e-collar on him. You're keeping an eye on him. You're not talking to him or petting him or soothing him in any way. And if he gives any sort of like, starts whining or, you know, is restless in the crate, correct him with e-collar stim at a level that makes him settle down and go, just relax. So he'll let you know what that level is. Don't be afraid to dial up. I mean, if this is like true, really bad separation anxiety, you're gonna be working your e-collar a lot. If I had my remote here, it's like, every time there's like pushback from a dog, you're gonna be like, hit the button and hold, and you're kind of watching. And I always watch on a baby cam, so I don't know what your setup is like, but you're hitting and holding e-collar pressure. That doesn't phase him. You're dialing up, and you're not worrying like, oh, I better dial up by 2. No, you just turn. Don't worry about the number, and hold until you see you want him to basically, he'll feel it, he'll spin in the crate, it'll be uncomfortable for a minute, and then he'll settle down. If he starts whining again, you hit and hold that button. He should spin again and then settle down. So you're kind of like, You want to get it early so that you don't have to go so high on this, that the higher you go on this, sometimes you're going to agitate him. So then when you get him calm in the crate, you guys are getting ready and then you're heading out. So I would give yourselves at least a good hour where he's in the crate before you go. When you leave, it's matter of fact. You don't say anything to him. Put some music on, some noise to cut, because this is a brand new environment to him. So he's probably like, where the heck am I? Where are mom and dad? So this totally blew his mind for sure. But you put some background music on loud enough for him just to, bring it down. And if he takes, like, you could give him a frozen Kong, put some food in it and like put some frozen wet food on it and give it to him to work on when you leave. You can do that. If he's too stressed, he won't be able to eat it. So that's a good indication. When you come home, is that Kong like eaten? If it was, then that's a good sign. But basically, when you leave, it's matter of fact. Don't even say a word to him. Don't say a word to him. Don't look at him. You just leave. And maybe you want to park that crate somewhere where it's not by the door, where he's looking at the door, or in a hallway where he's like looking down the hallway for you guys. Like, put it somewhere where it's like cozy. Cover the sides. The front can be open, so obviously you get some ventilation. But it'll make it more cozy for him, and you don't want him looking constantly, longingly at a door. So don't put the crate near a door or in a hallway. And then when you get home, you'll have to assess him. And what you can do is give yourself plenty of time. You can leave and wait. Bring the remote with you. His e-collar should be on, and you're gonna just wait out your door. If you hear anything, correct him for it. Add a level that makes him stop. So you're gonna go higher, 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 as high as you need to go to make him stop. He might squeal, but you're trying to get the message across. You gotta be chill in the crate. You can't be disturbing the whole neighborhood, So take your remote with you, wait him out, and then maybe just head out, but still listen. So maybe like leave the building, but you're still listening if you hear anything. This has a 1/2 mile radius. You might have to lift it up like this to get the antenna to go through the wall. But you can give him another correction. If you hear him, if you're about to get in your car and you hear him, then just correct him for it. And then like hold your breath and try to enjoy your dinner. But when you come home, you have to see, like, is this the same situation? He's not going to be as frenzied. Carabiner the crate, because he might try and escape. I don't know if he's ever escaped a crate, but you want to make sure when you come home that that he hasn't escaped and starts destroying property, because that dogs can do that. They just get so freaked out. So try those things, but start now so that you have all the rest of the week before you go down to the beach, and you can get him reacclimated to the crate, and just once you get him used to it again, keep the skill. Like, he's not my dog, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you have to crate him every night, and when you go out to work, he should be crated at all times. But you have to remember this, like, Baxter has a really sketchy past, and just because he's doing like really well in all areas except for this now, and I think this is not the first time, if I recall, this is not the first time he's had separation anxiety. So that tells me that he's getting way too much affection, and that just really muddies the waters, and it makes things really hard for him to understand. So it's when you start doing that, giving too much affection, it's really dangerous. You trust me when I tell you, you do not want full-blown separation anxiety. It's a beast. It's taken me 5-6 weeks to fix it. And when I say fix it, it's really not cured, because the dog has to go home, and then everything has to be just right. You gotta have cameras on the dog. You're correcting the dog all the time. The dog's in the crate all the time, because they have to get used to it all of the time. And slowly, over months and months and months of time, you can then give that dog a smidgy of freedom and see if they can handle it, and then you increase it from there. But Baxter has behavioral issues, so he's been down the behavior modification road before. He's on that spectrum somewhere, so he's not well balanced in that regard, right? So he's a dog, that really benefits from a lot of structure. So the more structure that's in place for him creates structured walks, structured play, permission-based training, get off the couch and get on place, not on my lap, not in the bed, do your job and get in the crate, that kind of thing, kind of like tough love, serves him a lot better. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions, unfortunately, I can't see comments here, so I don't know if you guys are posting questions or not, but if you have more questions, just shoot them to me and I'll answer them again. But I hope that helps, and good luck this weekend. Hopefully it works out. I think it will, as long as you guys get on track, start tonight, get them in that crate. Good luck, guys. Have a good one. And thanks for the question. I appreciate it.